because time won't wait. The world won't stop spinning for you, so stop wasting time. Every single person has 24 hours in a day. It's what you do with those hours that makes the difference. Don't waste them on things that don't matter. Don't wait for someone to tell you when to start. It's time to decide that today, right now, you're going to be better. You're going to be stronger. It's not easy, but that's the point. It's supposed to be hard. It's what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. So decide now that you're going to make the change. Decide now that you're going to do whatever it takes. No one's going to do it for you. It's up to you. Always has been, always will be. Start now, not later. Today is the day. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things feel right. Right now. Stop telling yourself that you'll get to it later. There is no later. It's just a lie you tell yourself to avoid doing the hard stuff. You know what you need to do, so why wait? If you keep putting things off, nothing changes. You'll look back a year from now and wonder where the time went, why you're still in the same place. But if you start now, if you take that first step, you'll be ahead of where you were yesterday. That's progress. It's not always going to be easy, but it's always going to be worth it. Forget about perfection. You don't have to be perfect to start. You just have to begin. Get rid of the excuses. Get rid of the waiting. The only person holding you back is you. It's time to stop letting fear and doubt keep you from taking action. Start with one small step, then take another. Keep moving forward even when it's uncomfortable. Before you know it, those small steps will add up to big changes. But you have to start now. Not later, not when it's convenient. Now is all you have. Now is when you change your life. Set your goals high. Don't aim for average. Aim for greatness. What's the point of setting goals if they don't push you beyond your comfort zone? If your goals don't scare you a little, then they're not big enough. You've got one life. Why settle for anything less than what you truly want? Quit thinking about what's wrong in your life. Start focusing on what's right and what could be even better. It's easy to get caught up in all the things that aren't perfect, to let your mind get stuck on problems. But problems are just opportunities in disguise. Use them to fuel you, to push you to reach higher. When you set high goals, you set a new standard for yourself. You're telling yourself that you deserve more, that you can achieve more. It's not about being better than someone else, it's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about proving to yourself that you have what it takes to get there, even when it's tough. So don't limit yourself. Don't settle for just getting by. Set goals that force you to grow, that force you to become the person you need to be to achieve them. Because when you aim high, even if you fall short, you'll land far beyond where you started. And that's how real progress is made. Motivation versus discipline, don't confuse the two. Motivation feels good, but it's not always there when you need it. One day, you wake up ready to conquer the world. The next, you can't even get out of bed. That's the problem with motivation. It comes and goes, like the weather. You can't rely on it. Discipline, though. Discipline is different. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It's what makes you show up on the days when you don't want to. It's what gets you out of bed, even when you'd rather hit snooze. Discipline doesn't ask you if you're in the mood. It tells you that it's time to work, whether you feel like it or not. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you going. It's what separates those who reach their goals from those who give up halfway. Anyone can be motivated when things are easy, but it's discipline that makes you push through when it's hard. It's discipline that keeps you on track when the excitement fades. So don't wait around for motivation to strike. Build your discipline. Make it a habit to show up, to put in the work, day after day, no matter what. Because that's where the real change happens. Not when you're feeling inspired, but when you're showing up, even when you're not. Consistency is key. It's not about how hard you go for one day. It's about showing up every single day, even when it's tough. Anyone can give their best when they feel good, but the real test is who keeps going when the excitement wears off. That's where the real growth happens, on those days when you don't want to, but you do it anyway. Consistency beats talent every time. It's easy to be great for a moment, but it's hard to be great for a lifetime. That's why so many people fall off. They can't stick with it. They give up when it gets boring or when they don't see results right away. But those who stay consistent, they're the ones who make it. They're the ones who keep moving forward, even when progress is slow. When you're consistent, you're telling yourself that your goals matter. You're proving to yourself that you're serious, that you're not just in it for a quick win. It's not always glamorous, it's not always fun, but it's worth it, because each day you show up, you get a little better, a little stronger, a little closer to where you want to be. So don't quit when it gets hard. Don't stop just because you're tired or because the progress is slower than you expected. Keep going, keep grinding, keep putting in the work. In the end, it's consistency that will get you to the finish line. It's consistency that will make the difference between dreaming and achieving. Push beyond comfort. Comfort is easy, but it keeps you stuck. It's that warm, safe place that tells you to stay where you are, to not take risks, to keep doing what you've always done. But nothing great ever comes from staying comfortable. Growth starts when you step outside of that comfort zone, when you decide that you're done playing it safe. You have to push yourself, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. It's those moments when you want to quit, when you want to turn back, that matter the most. That's where you find out what you're made of. That's where you discover your true strength. Anyone can push when things are easy, but how many people push when it's hard? When you go beyond comfort, you find new limits. You break through barriers that you thought would hold you back forever. It's not about being fearless, it's about being willing to face your fears, to face discomfort, and to keep going anyway. Because on the other side of that struggle is where you'll find the life you want. So don't settle for the easy way. Don't back down when things get tough. Push through the pain, push through the doubt, push through the fear. You'll come out stronger, better, and closer to your goals. It's hard, but it's worth it. And when you look back, you'll be proud that you didn't stay comfortable. You'll be proud that you chose to push beyond. Turn off distractions. Shut out the noise. We live in a world full of distractions, your phone, social media, endless notifications, all fighting for your attention. They're easy to get lost in, but they steal your time, your focus, your energy. If you want to get serious about your goals, you have to cut out the distractions. You have to create space for yourself, a space where you can think, plan, and work without interruption. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Every time you check your phone, every time you scroll through feeds, you're pulling yourself away from what matters. It's like letting little drops of your time slip away, and before you know it, your day is gone and your goals are left untouched. Distractions are the enemy of progress. They keep you from going deep into your work, from really focusing on what's important. It's hard to make progress when you're constantly getting pulled in different directions. So you have to make a choice, your goals or your distractions. Which one matters more? Turn off the noise, put the phone down, close the apps, give yourself time to focus on what you want to achieve. It's in those quiet moments, away from the noise, that you'll find clarity and direction. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish when you're not constantly distracted. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Focus on your goals, and the rest will take care of itself. Find your purpose. You need a reason to keep going when things get tough. A purpose gives you direction, something to aim for. Without it, you're just drifting, letting the days pass without any real meaning. But when you find your purpose, everything changes. Suddenly you have a reason to get out of bed, a reason to push through the hard days, a reason to keep fighting. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or perfect. It just has to matter to you. It's not about what others think or what they want for you. It's about what drives you, what makes you feel alive. When you know your purpose, you stop feeling lost. You have a path, and you know where you're going. Take some time to think about it. What makes you feel fulfilled?
Today we're going to learn
what are the things you would fight for no matter how hard it gets. That's your purpose. And once you found it,
and then
hold
just kind
on
of
to
move
it.
that so I get two of those.
Use it
right?
to fuel you. To keep
so
you
here I
moving
can
forward
just
when
kind of
everything else
freeform
tells you
this.
to quit.
Going from the top, I can go.
With purpose,
I
you
do
find
Control
strength
A
you didn't know you had.
and drag my mouse. I can
like a
change
light
the
in the
radius of that.
darkness,
So if I do
guiding
that,
you through the
so you
toughest
can't
moments.
scale. Okay.
And it doesn't matter.
So only Control A would work with the scale here. So if I do Control A and drag my mouse, I can change the radius of that. So if I do that and then do another Control A right here, I'm kind of getting kind of like
there. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The only time you have is now. Take the first step, no matter how small. Even if it feels like you're stumbling in the dark, keep moving forward. Because every step you take brings you closer to your goals, closer to the life you want. Don't just talk about what you're going to do, show it. Show it through your actions, through the time and energy you put in. Make the decision that you're not just going to plan, you're going to do. And when you do that, when you stop just thinking about it and start taking action, you'll realize that's where the real progress begins. Embrace the hard days. They're not setbacks, they're opportunities. The days when everything feels like it's against you, when every step feels heavier than the last, those are the days that matter most. Anyone can keep going when things are easy, but it's the tough days that make you stronger, that build your character, that test how much you really want it. When things get hard, most people give up. They think it's a sign to stop, a reason to quit. But the truth is, those hard days are what shape you. They teach you resilience, they teach you patience, and they teach you to keep pushing forward no matter what. The struggle is where the growth happens. If you can learn to see challenges as a chance to get better, nothing can stop you. It's not about wishing for an easy life, it's about becoming someone who can handle the hard days. When you embrace the tough moments, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're proving to yourself that you can take whatever life throws at you and come out stronger on the other side. So don't run from the hard days, face them, push through them, let them mold you into a better version of yourself. Because when you look back, you'll realize that it was those tough moments that made you who you are. They were the turning points, the moments when you decided to keep going when it would have been easier to quit. And that's what makes all the difference. Life has a way of knocking you down when you least expect it. Everything can go south all at once, and suddenly you find yourself thinking, this is it. This is how it ends. But in these moments, you have a choice. You can either accept defeat or decide to get back up and fight. Quitting might feel like the easy way out, but if you choose that path, you'll never discover the strength that lies within you. It's in these challenging times that you find out what you're truly made of. Anyone can keep going when things are smooth, but the real test is when everything seems to be falling apart, and you still choose to push forward. Perseverance is not about grand gestures or waiting for the perfect moment. It's about those small, stubborn decisions to keep moving, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. It's the quiet determination to show up each day, even when the results aren't visible yet. You might feel like you're barely making progress, like you're moving in slow motion while the world speeds past you. But every little step matters, and each effort adds up over time. The journey might be tough, but the reward comes to those who keep going when others give up. Mistakes and setbacks are a part of the process. It's natural to feel like you failed when things don't go as planned, but failure is not the end. It's a stepping stone, a guide that points you in a new direction. Every mistake is a chance to learn something new, to grow stronger and wiser. Instead of seeing a mistake as a reason to give up, see it as a lesson wrapped in a rough package. When you embrace your mistakes, you turn them into tools for progress. You become better, not because you avoided failure, but because you learned from it. True strength isn't built in times of comfort. It's forged in the fire of challenges, like a blade that becomes strong and sharp after being tempered by intense heat. When life tests you, when it pushes you to your breaking point, that's when you have the chance to become stronger. It's in those tough moments that you find the resilience you didn't know you had. At the time, it feels like the struggle is endless, like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But once you push through, you'll realize that the pain wasn't there to break you. It was there to build you into a stronger version of yourself. Faith is easy when everything is going your way. It's simple to believe in success when life is smooth and every effort seems to pay off. But real faith comes into play when everything is falling apart, when you're down and surrounded by doubt. It's about holding on to hope when the future is uncertain, when your goals seem far out of reach. That's when faith matters the most, when you're climbing the hill and every step feels like a struggle. It's about trusting that your hard work will pay off, even when you can't see the results right away. Having faith in those dark moments is what keeps you moving forward when it would be easier to quit. Starting from the bottom is a struggle that many people face. It's a place where you feel like you're all alone, unsure of your next step, while everyone else seems so far ahead. But no one gets to skip the hard part. Every journey starts somewhere. Those first steps might feel uncertain, but they're the foundation of everything that follows. Success doesn't come from waiting for the right moment. It comes from taking one small step after another, even when the path is unclear. Each little effort counts, and over time, those small wins turn into momentum that carries you forward. The key is to keep moving, even when progress feels slow. Self-belief is crucial, especially when no one else believes in you. Pursuing your goals can be a lonely journey because others won't always understand your vision. They might doubt you, tell you that your dreams are unrealistic, or suggest that you should give up. But their doubts don't have to become your reality. You know your potential better than anyone else, and sometimes the only person you need to convince is yourself. It's not about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about finding the strength to keep going, even when it feels like you're facing the world alone. That belief in yourself is what will keep you on track when the road gets rough. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and it's not about making giant leaps. It's about consistent, daily efforts that build up over time. When you start from zero, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to think that you'll never reach your goals. But everyone who has achieved something meaningful began with small, uncertain steps. They didn't reach their dreams in one big jump. They got there by putting in the work every single day, even when no one was watching. They focused on progress, not perfection, knowing that those small efforts would eventually lead to big changes. And that's how transformation works. It's slow, but it's steady, and it's worth it. When you face challenges, when life throws obstacles in your path, you have a choice. You can let those challenges break you, or you can use them to grow. You can choose to see every setback as an opportunity to build a stronger version of yourself. It's not about avoiding difficulty. It's about facing it with courage and coming out the other side with a new perspective, with more resilience. Each time you rise after a fall, each time you keep going when the going gets tough, you're building a version of yourself that can handle anything. The road to success is rarely a straight line. It's filled with ups and downs, moments of doubt, and times when you feel like giving up. But those tough times are what prepare you for the next level. They teach you patience, persistence, and the power of never giving up. When you look back, you'll see that the struggles, the failures, and the lonely nights were all part of the process that made you who you are. They were the tests that showed you just how strong you could be, the challenges that built your character. So when you find yourself at the bottom, when you're facing a challenge that feels too big to handle, remember that it's not the end. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every challenge is a chance to grow. And every time you refuse to give up, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever thought possible. The journey might be tough, but it's the struggle that makes the victory sweet. It's the hard days that make the success worthwhile. And in the end, you'll see that the person you became in the process was worth every moment of doubt, every ounce of effort, and every step of the way.
They thought they could crush me, drag me down into the darkest corners of despair, and leave me there, broken and defeated. They believed that my spirit would shatter, that I would crumble beneath the weight of their betrayals and lies. They thought that the darkness they threw me into would be my end, that I would lose myself in it, never to rise again. But they were wrong, so incredibly wrong. Instead of breaking me, they fueled a fire within, a fire that's only grown stronger with every passing day. Each blow they dealt, every attempt to keep me down, only made me more determined. They thought I would give up, but all they did was awaken a part of me that refuses to surrender. This isn't their story anymore. It's mine. This is my time to rise, to reclaim what's mine, to show them the strength they never thought I had. They tried to bury me, thinking that I'd disappear beneath the weight of their actions. But what they didn't realize is that I'm a seed, and they planted me deep into the soil of struggle. And now, it's time for me to grow, to push through the dirt, and to reach for the light they tried to hide from me. Every ounce of pain they caused, every scar they left on my soul, it's all become the fuel that powers my transformation. They thought they could break me, but all they did was reshape me into something stronger, something they never expected. I've taken every hurt, every moment of betrayal, and turned it into a fire that burns deep within me. It's a fire that can't be put out, no matter how hard they try. They thought they could leave me broken, but all they did was make me unbreakable. The darkness they threw me into only sharpened my vision, making me see the world and myself more clearly than ever before. I've been through the kind of pain that could make anyone give up, but I chose to use that pain to rebuild myself. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment where it felt like I couldn't go on, it's all made me stronger. They thought my struggle would be my downfall, but it became my training ground. It taught me how to fight, how to stand firm when the world is against me. I'm no longer the same person they tried to destroy. I've been forged in their fire, and now I'm a force they can't contain. I'm not who I used to be. They thought they could keep me down, but all they did was awaken a part of me that they never saw coming. I've been transformed, shaped by every trial they put me through, and now I stand stronger than ever before. The person I was the one who believed in mercy, who thought everyone deserved a second chance, that person is gone. Now, I'm something else, something they can't control or predict. I've turned every wound they left into armor, and every scar has become a mark of my strength. They thought I'd stay broken, but I've rebuilt myself, piece by piece, into someone unbreakable. I've become a force they never imagined, one that doesn't back down, that doesn't flinch in the face of adversity. I've been through the fire, I've faced the storms, and instead of drowning in their chaos, I learned how to ride the waves. They tried to bury me, but they didn't realize I was a seed. And now, I've grown into something far beyond their reach. This is my time now. My time to show them what I've become. I'm here to rise, to stand tall, and to make sure they never forget that they tried to bring me down and failed. They turned me into something I never thought. I'd become an unstoppable force, fueled by the need for justice. But this isn't the kind of justice that waits for fairness or hopes for things to get better. No, this is something far more relentless. I'm done being the one who waits, the one who thinks that everything will balance out on its own. They took that version of me and crushed it, leaving behind someone who takes action, who doesn't hesitate when the moment comes. They pushed me, hurt me, and betrayed me. And now, I'm ready to give them a taste of their own medicine. They lit a fire inside me that burns with every memory of their deceit, every time they left me in the dark. I'm no longer that person who begged for mercy. I've become the very thing they feared. Now, it's my turn to show them what true strength looks like, to make them understand that every drop of anger, every ounce of pain, has turned me into a storm they can't escape. They think they can hide from the consequences, but I'm coming for them, with every bit of power they gave me. This isn't about revenge. It's about showing them that I'm not the one to be crossed. They created this version of me, and now they'll see what that really means. They thought they could stop me, thought they could keep me from rising. But all they did was make me stronger, turn me into a force they can't control. Every setback, every obstacle they placed in my way has only fueled my drive. It's like throwing wood into a fire, they just made it burn brighter. I'm not the same person who used to doubt himself, who hesitated when things got tough. Now, I'm relentless, unstoppable, and ready to take on whatever comes my way. Their attempts to slow me down have become my reason to push harder. They thought they could break my spirit, but instead, they sharpened my focus. I've learned to embrace the struggle, to take every challenge as a chance to grow. They pushed me into the darkness, but that's where I found my strength. Now, I'm coming back with a power they never imagined. They have no idea what they've created, a person who won't back down, who won't stop until every single goal is achieved. I faced the worst they could throw at me, and I came out stronger. Now every step I take, every victory I claim, is a reminder that I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. They wanted to see me fail, but instead, they've made me unstoppable. Now, it's time to face those who tried to bury me. They thought I would disappear, that I'd fade into the shadows and be forgotten. But they don't realize that I've been watching, waiting, growing stronger with every passing moment. I've seen their true colors, felt the weight of their betrayals, and I've learned what it takes to fight back. They thought they could hide, but there's no escaping this. I've become the storm they never saw coming, a force that will sweep away everything in its path. I'm not coming back as the same person they tried to break. I've transformed into someone who's ready to face the past head on, to confront the ones who thought they could hurt me and get away with it. They think they can hide from the consequences of their actions, but I'm here to remind them that everything they did is coming back to them. This time, I'm not playing by their rules. I'm setting my own. I've learned that strength isn't about avoiding pain. It's about using that pain to become stronger. And now, I'm ready to show them just how strong I've become. They wanted to see me broken, but all they'll see now is the power they unleashed. A power that won't rest until every debt is paid. Victory is no longer just a distant hope. It's my reality, and it's within my reach. They thought I'd never get here, that I'd be stuck in the shadows, haunted by the weight of what they did. But now, I'm taking back everything they thought they could take from me. Every step I take, every goal I achieve, is a reminder that I've risen above everything they put me through. I'm not just here to prove them wrong. I'm here to show them what true determination looks like. They thought I would be satisfied with survival, with simply making it through. But I'm aiming higher. I'm not stopping until I've claimed every victory that once seemed out of reach. They'll watch as I climb, step by step, reaching heights they never thought I'd touch. Each milestone, each triumph, is a testament to my strength, to the fire they thought they could put out. This is my time, my moment to shine, and I won't let anyone take that from me. They'll see that I'm not the same person they tried to keep down. I've turned every setback into a stepping stone, and now I'm reaching for the top, taking what's rightfully mine. And as I rise, they'll have no choice but to witness my ascent, knowing that they fueled the fire that's driving me forward. I'm no longer waiting for destiny to unfold. I'm taking control of my own fate. They thought they could write my story for me, but they had no idea I'd grab the pen and start writing it myself. This is my time, my chance to shape my future the way I see fit. Every day, I'm moving with purpose, with a clear vision of where I'm headed. I'm done letting others decide my worth or my path. Now, I'm the one calling the shots, and I won't settle for anything less than what I deserve. I've learned that control isn't given, it's taken, and I'm taking mine back, piece by piece. They thought I'd stay in the background, but I'm stepping into the light, ready to own every moment. I'm no longer asking for what's mine. I'm taking it. I'm reclaiming my power, and with each step, I'm proving that I'm in control of my destiny. They thought I'd remain trapped in their shadows, but I've shattered those limits. Now, I'm walking my own path, free from the chains they tried to place on me. This is my story, and it's going to be one of strength, resilience, and triumph. I'm not looking back. I'm moving forward, ready to seize every opportunity and make my mark. This time, it's all on my terms, and there's nothing they can do to stop me.
It's easy to be weak, to let life break you down. But strength? Real strength? It's knowing when to fight and when to stay calm. It's mastering yourself. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. You get that? You need to be ready, always ready. But that doesn't mean you're out there picking fights. It means you're prepared for anything. You're ready to rise up when life tries to knock you down. As Muhammad Ali said, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. You've got to own that pain, own that grind, and as Marcus Aurelius put it, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength.
Cut the default cube in half.
That's what it's about, taking control,
with
knowing your power, and using it when it counts.
Up your tree,
Own your strength,
here we can split our
control
tree,
it,
extruding right
and
with
when
one
the
branch
time
and left with
comes,
the other.
let
If you
the
feel
world
some
feel
reference,
it.
add in an image background.
As Bruce
Add
Lee
some more
said,
loop cuts to make faces
a
for more
warrior
branches.
is not
Branch out
someone
here,
who
more loop
fights.
cuts. Cut around that
It's
branch
someone
down
who
and delete
can
the excess
control
faces
their
and add some
mind and
variation to
body.
that flat plane.
Life
Create
isn't
a new
fair.
vertex group for that tree,
It never
select the
has
outer
been,
branches and a sign.
and it never
Use
will
weight paint
be.
mode for tweaking.
You
New
can
particle
sit
system,
there and
choose
cry
layer,
about
make that
it,
10, choose
or you can
advanced.
stand
Under
up
render,
and do
choose object.
something.
Object is that
No
branch.
one's coming
Select
to
the
save
vertex
you.
group we made. Choose
No one's
rotation,
going to hand you
global Z,
success.
randomize to pull those branches
You've
down.
got to
Some random
realize
phase,
that
random
everything you
scale,
want
and
is
300
going to take
branches.
effort.
Now with an HDR
And if you
loaded,
don't
choose
put in the
transparent. For the
work,
branch material,
you're
add
going
an
to
add
stay
shader, add a
exactly where you
translucent
are.
shader connecting it to the bottom,
can't
connect
wait
the
around
color.
for
We
a
have light
miracle.
passing through our tree.
You've got to
Add a
create
bar
your
texture
own.
to the tree, unwrap with use.
Life's going to hit you hard.
Scale on UVs up, and the
That's when you
specular and
grow.
normal maps, and by
That's
color
when
we
you
grew a
find
tree.
out what you're made of. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better, as Jim Rohn said. You don't need life to be fair, you just need to be stronger
After
than whatever
15
it
years
throws
of trying
at
to
you.
achieve realistic
Viktor
nature
Frankl
and
once
Blender,
said,
this is the best
"When
way
we
I
are no
found
longer
to
able
create
to
it."
change
So I
the
was supposed to make a
situation,
video
we are
promoting the
challenged
brand
to
new
change
Nature
ourselves.
Essentials Asset Pack. But
That's
you know
where
what?
the
Forget
real
that. I'll
power
just show
is.
you how to make
Stop
realistic
looking for
nature
fairness
yourself. First,
and
you'll need
start
some
looking for
reference
ways
and
to rise
textures.
above.
So grab your camera
The
and head
moment
to your
you stop
backyard. Throw down a
expecting
blank
life to be
canvas in
fair
the shade for
is the
shooting those
moment you
textures,
take
or just a
control.
piece of paper
It's
could work.
all on
Then
you.
start picking some
And
grass.
that's the best thing about it. You've got the power to change everything. You've got to learn to rely on yourself. Stop waiting for people to support you, to clap for you, to cheer you on. Most of the time, no one's going to do that. You're going to have to be your own biggest fan. There will be days when you feel alone, when no one seems to care about what you're doing or where you're going. And that's fine, because you don't need their approval. You need your approval. You've got to wake up every day and believe in yourself, even when no one else does. It's not about showing off or looking for recognition. It's about building that inner confidence, that drive to keep going, no matter what. The world isn't going to always applaud you when you're working on your dreams. In fact, most of the time people won't notice. But that's when you have to keep grinding, keep pushing, and remind yourself why you started in the first place. Like Oprah Winfrey said, You are responsible for your life. You can't keep blaming somebody else for your dysfunction. Life is really about moving on. Ralph Waldo Emerson also put it perfectly. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. You are your own greatest asset. You are the one who's going to make it happen. So don't wait for applause. It starts and ends with you. There's no shortcut, no magic trick, no easy way. If you want something, you've got to work for it. And not just sometimes, not just when you feel motivated. You've got to put in the work every single day. Even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. The grind is what separates the people who make it from the people who don't. It's not about talent. It's about how much you're willing to put in. Everyone loves the idea of success, but very few are willing to pay the price. It's going to require sacrifice. While others are out partying, relaxing, or taking it easy, you'll be grinding, perfecting your craft, doing what most people won't, so you can have what most people can't. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary, said Vidal Sassoon. It's that simple. Hard work comes first, and success follows. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. You can't be afraid of the effort it takes. It's the long hours, the sweat, the persistence that will get you there. If you're serious about your goals, you've got to commit fully. No shortcuts, no excuses, just relentless, focused effort, day after day. Because in the end, the grind is what makes the difference. Life is full of setbacks, roadblocks, and challenges. That's just the way it is. Those obstacles aren't there to stop you. They're there to test you, to see how bad you really want it. When things go wrong, you've got two choices. You can sit and complain, or you can use that challenge as fuel to push harder. Every problem you face is an opportunity in disguise. It's a chance to grow, to learn, and to come back stronger. Don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself when things don't go as planned. Instead, look for the lesson in it. Use the struggle to fuel your growth. That's where the winners are made, not in the easy times, but in the moments when everything seems to go wrong. As Nelson Mandela said, "Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." Obstacles are part of the journey, not the end of it. The people who succeed aren't the ones who had it easy, they're the ones who kept going when things got hard. As Henry Ford put it, when everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Use that wind, use that resistance, and rise above. Obstacles aren't your enemy. They're your opportunity to become even stronger. There comes a point when you have to ask yourself, am I okay with being average? If you're truly honest, the answer should be no. Being average means you're just like everyone else, doing the bare minimum, coasting through life. But deep down, you know you were made for more. You weren't born to be mediocre. You were born to be exceptional. And the moment you decide that average isn't good enough, that's when your life changes. You've got to push past that comfort zone. It's easy to stay in the middle, where things are safe and familiar. But greatness doesn't live there. Greatness lives in the grind, in the extra effort, in doing what most people won't. As Steve Jobs said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. If you want to stand out, if you want to make an impact, you have to demand more from yourself every single day. John D. Rockefeller once said, "Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great." It's that simple. Don't settle for a life of good enough. Stop settling for the ordinary. Don't wake up one day and regret not giving your all. The world doesn't need more average people. It needs people who are willing to go all in, to give everything they've got. Your life is on you. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to hand you success. And no one else is responsible for where you are right now. You can blame your circumstances, your upbringing, or the people around you, but none of that is going to change a thing. If you want something different, if you want better, it starts with you. Blaming others is easy. It lets you off the hook. You have the power to change the situation. You can choose to do better, to grow, and to fix whatever's broken. Like Tony Robbins said, it is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Those decisions are yours to make every single day. It's your actions, your mindset, your hustle that will determine where you end up. No one else. Eleanor Roosevelt said it best. In the long run, we shape our lives and we shape ourselves. Every choice you make, every action you take is shaping your future. Stop waiting for a break. Stop waiting for life to get easy. Take responsibility and get after it. It's your life, no one else is going to live it for you. Pain and failure are inevitable. You can't outrun them and you can't avoid them. It's not about whether you experience pain, it's about how you respond to it. Most people let pain break them. They see failure as the end of the road, but not you. You've got to flip the script. Pain isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Failure isn't defeat, it's just another lesson. Life is going to knock you on your ass more times than you can count. That's just how it works. But those moments, the ones where everything seems to go wrong, are where your true character is built. It's in those moments that you find out what you're really made of. Nelson Mandela said it best. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Every failure is just another opportunity to get back up, to learn, and to get better. Remember what Thomas Edison said after countless failures? I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's the mindset you need. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning of something greater. When pain comes, when failure hits, don't run from it. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to fuel your comeback. You're not defined by how many times you fall, you're defined by how many times you get back up. Consistency is what separates the winners from everyone else. It's easy to show up when things are going well, when you feel motivated, when progress is obvious. But the real test comes when life throws obstacles in your path, when everything feels like it's working against you. Most people quit when it gets hard, but not you. If you want to succeed, you've got to stay consistent no matter what. That means showing up every day, putting in the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Progress is often invisible. You might not see the results right away, but that doesn't mean the work you're doing isn't building something. You've got to trust the process and keep moving forward. Like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson said, success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. That's it, show up, day in and day out, and over time, you'll start to see the fruits of your labor. John C. Maxwell said, small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements over time. It's not about massive, sudden breakthroughs. It's about the small, daily actions that build up over time. When the road gets tough, when you feel like quitting, remind yourself that consistency is the key. You've got to see the bigger picture in life. Too many people get stuck in the day-to-day grind, letting small setbacks and challenges distract them from their true purpose. The struggles you're going through right now are part of your story. They're shaping you into who you're meant to become. You've got to remind yourself that every tough moment, every obstacle, is building something greater down the road. You might not see it right now, but trust that the bigger picture is unfolding. It's easy to lose sight of where you're headed when you're in the middle of the struggle, but those hard times, they're what make the success meaningful. Like Steve Jobs said, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. One day, you'll look back and see how every challenge led you to exactly where you needed to be. As Zig Ziglar once said, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Keep that in mind when life gets hard. Don't get discouraged by the setbacks. Know that they're part of something bigger. Every step you take, every hurdle you overcome, is bringing you closer to the person you're meant to be and the success you're working toward. Stay focused on that bigger picture and keep pushing forward, no matter what.
Time is running out. You think you have all the time in the world, but you don't. There's an old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. You want to know what that means? It means you can't keep waiting for the perfect moment. There's no perfect moment, no perfect opportunity. You either start now, or you stay stuck. You might be sitting there thinking, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't exist. Tomorrow is just an excuse to put off what you know you should be doing today. Successful people, they don't wait. They don't sit around hoping for things to get easier or more comfortable. They understand that every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. When you wake up tomorrow, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna roll over, hit the snooze button, and tell yourself, I'll do it later? Or are you gonna get up and say, do it now? Later doesn't exist. Later is an illusion. You want to wait until you feel ready? You'll never feel ready. The hardest thing is taking that first step. But when you hesitate, that's when you need to jump. You want to wait until you're comfortable. Comfort is a trap. The longer you wait, the deeper you sink into it. Do it now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. You create it. It's scary. It's hard. But the moment you stop and think, I'll do it tomorrow, is the moment you start falling behind. Every minute you waste waiting for later is a minute lost. You're at a crossroads. Right now, you have two choices. You can give up, or you can keep pushing forward. Every single person who has ever made it to the top has faced this exact moment. That point where everything feels hard, where nothing seems to be going right, and you start thinking, maybe I should quit. If you quit, you're guaranteeing failure. You'll never reach your dreams if you stop now. That's the difference between winners and everyone else. Winners don't quit when things get tough. They keep going. They don't let setbacks define them. They understand that the only way out is through. So ask yourself, how badly do you want it? Do you want it as much as you want to breathe? Because if you do,
alright, draw a
you
grass
won't let
blade,
anything
make one
stop
side
you.
flat and the
You
other
won't
more
make
curved.
excuses.
We want to create
You won't
contrast
look
within
for
a shape.
shortcuts.
Click
You'll get up
Edit,
every day
define brush
and push
preset,
harder,
and then mess
even
with
when
the
it's
settings to
uncomfortable,
create some
even when
randomness
it's
with
painful.
shape, size and
Most people
duration of
give
the
up.
brush. You
Don't
can
be
copy
like
my
most
settings
people.
here.
This is your moment.
And now the best
Push
part.
through.
You can use it
Because
in
on
two
the other
ways.
side of this
Just
struggle
paint it
is
as it
everything
is
you've ever
and
wanted.
then use soft brush
But
to
you have
fade
to
it.
want it
Or
bad
create
enough.
gradient in
There
greenish.
are no shortcuts. No easy way to success. You can't skip the struggle. You can't avoid the grind. You want results? You've got to put in the work. Period. You think the people who made it to the top got lucky? No, they didn't. They earned it. Day after day, hour after hour, they put in the effort. Sure, sometimes people get lucky. Luck only happens after you've worked your butt off to create the opportunity. It's not about waiting for a lucky break. It's about making your own luck. Most people don't want